So Heather, tell us where you are, and you've got a special little guest today.
Yeah, this is Cameron. He's 7 and my youngest, and he wanted to be a part of it today, so here he is. We're in Marbella, Spain. So this is on the south coast of Spain. We're about 45 minutes from the Rock of Gibraltar, and it took us a couple of hours to get down here from Seville, which is where we were, Sevilla.
So Cameron, let me ask you, what has it been like going around the world and visiting all these different places?
It's amazing. I like Dubai the most because we even went on wild wading, went on Nantes wild wading. It was amazing.
All the water parks, right?
Yeah.
And what's been your favorite part of the trip so far?
Dubai.
Dubai.
Give me the look. Go ahead, tell her the truth. What's your most favorite part?
Alberta.
Alberta? You could have saved yourself a lot of money there, Heather.
I know. And Alberta was something like our third stop. But tell her why. What was it that you loved in Alberta?
Horse riding.
Oh. Now that's interesting. So you haven't done that anywhere else?
Have we ridden a what? No, we've ridden a camel and an ostrich.
And an elephant.
And an elephant. But we have never again got on top of a horse, right? That was it, I think.
Cameron, what has surprised you the most about your trip? Is it the food? Is it the weather?
Egypt. What surprised you in Egypt, Kenny? Oh, okay. Did you hear that, Lianne?
I didn't, sorry.
He was expecting, just saying, but he didn't expect that there would be all these buildings and everything.
Wow. So, Heather, tell us, now the last time we spoke to you guys were in Egypt.
Yeah.
And now you've made your way to Spain. What has been striking about Spain so far?
You know what? Spain has been incredible. We've enjoyed it very much, especially the paella.
Yeah.
And the sangria, some of us. But I have to tell you that in between Egypt and Spain, we went into Jordan, which was phenomenal.
Yeah.
And then we went to Portugal, where I fell completely head over heels in love with the country. It was the first time in 10 months that I thought, you know what, I could pick up and move here tomorrow and be completely comfortable.
Wow.
I absolutely loved it. It reminds me of Canada in a lot of ways, warmer, but the same sort of, people were really friendly and open, and it was phenomenal. So Portugal has become, people keep saying, what was your favorite spot? And I've loved almost all of them. I've loved all of them. I mean, even the ones that have been difficult at times, I've loved, but Portugal has my heart. Like, Portugal's #1 favorite for sure.
Now, that's a strong statement from you, because I remember in the past when we've spoken, you said, sometimes it takes you a while to adapt to different places, but for you to say that you could actually live there.
Yes.
Wow.
And we originally said we would go into Portugal for 3 days. That turned into 5 days in Lisbon. That turned into 2 weeks in Portugal. And then I was dragged kicking and screaming to continue. But literally, within, I think, 24 hours of being there, I turned to Ish and said, would you move here? And he was like, you know what, I could. And I thought, this is it. This is the spot.
Oh, my goodness. Wow.
Yeah.
Now, tell me this, because I'm not sure I asked you this the last time we spoke, but one thing when we're talking about family trips, and especially one of this length and magnitude, packing. Remember way back when we did that first interview, and it's like everything we're taking is on our backs?
Yes.
Is that still the case? Did you take enough stuff? How does that all worked out?
Yeah, we took enough stuff, but you know what's happening now? So we're 10 months in, right? We've got, literally, I think we're on day 302. And what now has happened is that the children have grown. And so although we have enough stuff, we are quickly running out of stuff. We just transformed a pair of Cameron's pants into a pair of Cameron's shorts because his legs had grown so much. But the kids are growing, and so we're just now finding we're running out of clothing. A lot of the knees on pants and jeans are gone for the boys. But really no regrets, because a lot of times we had to really watch our weight in terms of airplane travel, or in booking the car, you don't want to have to buy a bigger car just because you have extra luggage. So the one bag per piece and one backpack per piece has really worked for us.
Well, because I have to tell you, I'm still amazed by that. I mean, most of us can barely pack for the weekend, you know, up north or something. So for you to have planned a whole year for 4 people, it's quite something.
And, you know, I was like that too. I mean, a weekend trip and I'd have 2 bags plus my purse and the camera, and it's really made us think about it. And even the amount of space that we dedicate at home to storing clothing. You know, we've been talking a lot about that we have this whole cupboard, you know, filled with clothes, and somehow we've gotten away with, you know, just a few T-shirts, a couple of dresses, and that sort of thing.
Let me ask you, I mean, you've seen so much, you've experienced so much. Do you feel that it will have an impact on the way you live your life when you come home?
Absolutely.
In what way?
I think we've changed. We really have changed, and it's little things. Some of it is, you know, for example, our approach to clothing and material things, but also just in the way that we, yes, I saw the leaf fall, just in the way that we relate to each other and to what we need. That has changed, and it'll be interesting to see how it plays out when we're home, because even being in Europe has been very different to being in China or you know, Jordan or Dubai even. So going home and being back in a familiar environment, and an environment that, you know, we haven't had for 10 months with friends and family and all of that. I mean, it'll be interesting to see how much of it we can retain. But we feel like very different people than the people that left in terms of where our focus lay and where we where energy needs to go. You know, just this morning I heard Ish talking with the boys about, you know, what sort of activities they'd like to do when they go home, and stressing to them that, you know what, you don't have to do everything, and we're not going to allow you really to do everything at one time. So the boys are interested in music lessons. Somebody wants to learn the guitar. You know, they do swimming and karate and so on. And we talked about the fact that they'll have an opportunity to do some of those things, but maybe not all of them all the time. So already I sort of sense in them and in myself this need to, you know, keep things simpler than they were maybe before we left home.
And there may be some horseback riding lessons in there as well.
I think somebody would kill for horseback riding lessons.
Cameron, do you miss school?
Yeah, not really.
No? Have you learned a lot of stuff?
What is it? My friends.